What's up, sluts? Welcome back to another episode of Comcast. My name is Ryan. Joining me, as always, is Cody and the thick-headed fuck, Sua.
Oh, are we actually recording?
Yeah. I started it.
Oh.
We can rewind.
I'm not striving for perfection right now.
We're not striving for perfection because it's been a month and a half since y'all fucking heard us in your ear pussies. Your hairy ear pussies.
Yep.
But we're back. We're back. Hiatus. And we said last episode, a month and a half ago, we were like, we need to fucking get back on track and start getting shit done. It was like, it's fucking hard. It's cold outside. Nobody wants to do anything.
Sometimes life sucks pigeons.
Sometimes life sucks. Sometimes your heart breaks.
Sometimes life sucks pigeon dicks. And
fat ones.
You have to fat pigeon dicks.
The fattest pigeon cocks of all time.
Some might even say the pigeons have some of the largest balls per capita.
I fucking believe it too. If there's a bunch of Ron Jeremy pigeons out here with them swinging fucking dicks, you wonder why they always fly into shit. Their fucking dicks throw them off. Yeah. It's like a tractor beam.
Yeah, and then you got them real hard ass country pigeons. Them country pigeons, them fucking doves.
Country pigeons.
That's what Cheyenne calls them, country pigeons. Because them country pigeons are wearing them cowboy boots. They got the little piece of...
What the fuck? In and out. Fucking make up your mind.
They have that little piece of wheat sticking out of their mouth all the time.
Yeah.
Some country pigeons. The little cowboy hats on.
They're all named Bob.
Yep.
Jim Bob, Joe Bob.
Yep.
Anyway, we're back.
The other day, Cheyenne and I were literally at Civilian Brewing, and a brewery that's local around here, and there was these pigeons on the fucking building across the street, and we were sitting by the window.
Ooh,
and
birds.
we literally stared at these pigeons for 15 minutes.
Why?
Because...
Just fucking necking?
Yeah. Because, well, there was 5 of them. There was 5 of them sitting on top of this building, and I kind of just look over. We were just talking and just enjoying our time there, and I look over, I was like, look at that big fucking pigeon. She goes, which one? I was like, the one on the far left. I was like, that's King Dick up there.
King Dick.
I was
that's
like,
a fucking chicken.
I was like, that's King Dick up there running the fucking roost. She goes, which one? I was like, the one on the far left. I was like, the one that's bigger than all of them?
The one that was like, ooh, Moto likes you.
The one that's like, he was he was facing us. I was like, no, wait for that side profile shot. And he's just fucking thick. He was a thick ass pigeon.
Look at that tail.
Yeah, he was half dick, man.
I could see the veins in him and everything. Too fat to fly.
Yeah.
Too fat to fly.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, the beer this week is called Moon Fuel.
Woo!
This is by Fall City Beer, and this is a coffee stout with an ABV of 6% alcohol by volume. It's a coffee stout with Dodge Bean Coffee, who offers Doge Bean Coffee, who offers Dogecoin as payment for coffee. So that's a local coffee roaster. Fall City Beer is
dumb as fuck.
We so at the brewery I work at, we actually take Bitcoin.
Really?
Yeah, as payment. So Fall City Beer is from Louisville, Kentucky. This was actually at a local tap room, and we've had a couple of guest taps recently at the brewery that I work at now, and I was like, hey, I had the owner try this, and he goes, this is good. I was like, yeah, it's good. We should get it. So I wound up ordering it. It came in. This is a really, really good coffee stout, guys. It's smooth. Like I said, it's only 6% ABV, so it's not anything heavy. It's not an imperial stout or a double. But this is just a really solid coffee stout beer. Go out and get you some. It's a Comcast rating of 4.4 out of 5 rating. Comcast rating.
The thing about all these beers is, like, I never try them.
You should.
Yeah, maybe I should if you'd invite me places instead of leaving me at home alone with a dog.
This one's good. This is a really just...
Cryptocurrency paid for this
It's
beer.
nothing, and honestly, guys, this is nothing fancy. It's just a standard beer, Louisville, Kentucky, Fall City beer. Just a really solid coffee stout. So go try that today. Like I said, if you're local, and if you live around Louisville, Kentucky, just go check out Fall City beer too. They make some really cool shit. But go get some Moon Fuel today. While supplies last.
Yes, sir. So welcome back, everybody. It's me, Ryan, and joining me and joining me as always is Cody, and we're back. Your boys are back.
We're back for today.
We're back for today.
This week.
We've been talking and watching some live travel feed. He was in Venice, Italy, and somehow he fucking springed to New York at the same time.
It's different people.
It's different people, different places, different things, different times, different situations, in a different world. So yeah, welcome back, everybody. We're back from hiatus. This will be probably the last episode for another month and a half. We've just been busy. I think y'all can understand that. Just life.
There's no current projections of...
No current projections.
Yeah.
It's and that's the thing, we've done this show, it'll be 4 years in April, which is fucking insane. But this is with shit that's been going on right now with Cody's work, my work, we just have different schedules. It's hard to meet up sometimes, hard to match up. So finally I was like, it's been a month and a half. We need to fucking shit or get off the pot. So we just finally wanted to come back and give an episode. This is going to be an extra long episode just because we don't know when the next time we're going to be able to do this. And it's not like we don't enjoy doing this shit. It's just hard. And I hope everybody can understand that. But
sometimes life just gets in the way and life throws you curveballs and you really have to focus a lot of your time on that. No matter how much we enjoy actually coming on here and doing this, sometimes it's just when you're dealing with other things and dealing with everybody's schedules and everybody's got stuff going on, sometimes it's just hard to make time. And I know it's if you're committed, you can make a commitment.
Right, and it sounds like an excuse, but really, honestly, if you met up with somebody that you didn't like, but you were related to for an hour and a half every week, and then on top of that, we had to prepare for it, and then on top of that, I have to take it home and edit it for an hour and all that stuff. When you think about it, setting time aside for shit is hard to do, especially, I'm sure there's a lot of people that can understand if you have families. I mean, we don't really have families. I have no one, but Cody has a semi-family. But it's just difficult to set time aside. But like I said,
semi-family.
But like I said, we've been
a semi-family.
We've been doing this for almost 4
What do
years.
you mean?
But like I said, we've been doing this for almost 4 fucking years, and
my family's cut in half.
Right, we've never strayed.
It's only semi.
We never strayed from the mission of giving you at least one episode a week. We usually we would take December off like we always have, but We've tried to do our best to give you an episode every week, and then back in the day, there was 2 episodes a week for what?
So
how long did we do that for? 4 months, and we were we
6.
gotta fucking stop.
I think 6
because we ran out of shit to talk about.
So basically,
all we did was fucking argue with each other.
So basically, guys, to be fair, there's enough. There's enough 2 days or 2 episodes a week.
This will be 198
out there that we can not record for about 6 months, and we'd be solid.
I think this will either be 196, 190 something. We're peaking 200.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking good. For just 2 fucking Joe ugly ass smos fucking in a double wide.
Well, speak for yourself.
I mean, I'm kind of cute. With different lighting.
Don't call me ugly. I'm the way more attractive one out of the 2 of us.
I mean, maybe depending on how you look at it. Naked, yeah, sure,
probably,
maybe. I mean, you sag more and I fill out more, but it's whatever.
Is that what you call it, filling out?
Yeah. I fill out my skin more than you do.
He's a full-bodied human.
I am a full-bodied human. I have all of my legs. Diabetes hasn't taken it yet.
I have my legs too.
So, I just use mine more.
That's the next. That's how we're gonna say people are. A little bit heavier. They just fill out their skin.
He's just a full-bodied human.
Just full-bodied human. Just filling out their skin a little more.
They just fill out their skin a little bit more.
That's all it is.
That is.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Oh no, you just big boned it," and I'm like, "That doesn't exist. My bones are heavy, like a basset hound. But I can still float and swim."
Everybody's relative skeletal structure is the same based on their height.
It's the same
based on their height, gender, and weight. And
age. I think Monster House definitely fucking, like, if anybody's seen Monster House, I think it definitely, like, fucked it up because when that bitch died in the basement, it was covered in cement, and then they fucking cracked the cement, and, like, her skeleton was the same size as her.
No, her bones actually look like that.
Did they actually look like that?
Yeah.
Free.
That's why she joined the circus. What are you talking about?
She was a slave in the circus, okay?
No, she was the fucking, what was she?
She was the fat lady.
Oh, yeah. Oops.
Oops. Yeah. And that's the thing. People
I didn't want to assume. I thought she was like the fucking fire breather or something.
Which, not, like, we don't, like, endorse, like, somebody being held against their will in a cage. But, like, she...
Let's be honest.
The only reason she got mad is because those people were throwing vegetables at her, and she didn't like vegetables. She got fucking angry.
It was eggs.
Was it eggs?
No, it was vegetables.
At the circus, it was vegetables. Yeah. And then the other time, it was eggs.
Nobody wasted... Like, you can't waste a good tomato.
No, if you threw a fucking Dunkin' Donut at her, she wouldn't have been mad. She'd been happy as pig and shit. Speaking of that, there's a pig that lives next door to me now.
Let's not forget how he brought her home. He didn't even take her out of the cage. He just rolled her cage behind him.
Truck wasn't big enough. Hey, it was a pull behind. You had to get her there somewhere. And then he used the wood to build his house.
Yeah.
Part of it, anyway.
Part of it.
Yep, he sure did. And used the bars for the frame. And then she fell in a 30...
No, used the bars for the prison to keep her in.
That's true. But then she fell 30 feet. Whose basement's 30 feet tall?
Yeah. Duh. Who also keeps her dead wife in a cage. They're dead.
Huh?
There was a cage around her body. Like, where she got...
Oh, he caged the corner off of it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably
Who does that?
Probably so her fucking big-ass cement fucking
like,
body didn't wake up and fucking get him. Zombie. Maybe that's what he was afraid of.
Oh, dude, this could be a plot.
It was a memorial.
This could be a plot, though, because the cage is... Why did he put a cage around his wife's buried cement body in the basement? This could be a plot that is about to get real deep to where back in the day, after that happened, because he was still young, he actually ran a sideshow attraction in his basement and put the cage around it so people couldn't touch it. And
he did have a lock on it. That was a heart.
Hey, you remember the fat lady from the circus? Well, here's a dead fat lady from the circus.
I fucking killed her. No, I killed her and buried her in cement. She fell on her own accord. She tried to pull Michael Jackson and do a fucking spin move on one nubbin of her little foot.
It's like, oh no, let me fucking...
And she was like, oh, the handle to the cement mixer. Fucking fell to her death and got covered.
As she's trying to murder kids with an axe.
She was trying to murder kids with an axe.
Let's not forget, she's trying to murder kids with an axe.
Yeah.
So, to build the house, and to fund him building the house, to pay the mortgage, he ran a sideshow attraction in his basement. That's why the bars are around the body, so people couldn't touch it.
He probably fucking did.
Yep.
It makes sense. Yep. That's why she was
Come
so mad.
see my dead wife.
Come see my dead...
In cement.
In cement.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
Yeah.
She did it to herself. I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Speaking of fat people, I told you that the 1,000-pound sisters, like the one, Tammy, the bigger one, got married, right?
Yeah.
Okay, she got married to a guy who's...
I seen a video of her.
Who's just as big or bigger.
I seen a video on her on TikTok the other day. She got her scooter. Have you seen this video?
I don't know.
She got a motorized scooter, and she like just got it. And when she made it out to the parking lot, she was doing donuts. She's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Ee,
yeah,
wee."
That was on.
She's like not moving.
I know,
but she's like just doing circles around the parking lot. Wee.
That was last season, but yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she ended up getting married in this new season, and I haven't seen it yet. But she ended up getting married to a guy who's just as big or bigger than she is, and they both have like the stomas in their neck, and they both have like oxygen running through it, because they can't breathe. Anyway, they got married, and I saw an interview with them, and they asked the guy, her husband, he was like, well, what was your first kiss like? And he's like, I got this. And she's just like, oh my God. And it was like, well, it's like, I knew I wanted to kiss her. So I've leaned in and kissed her on the cheek. It was like, how far did you lean in? It's like, they're chairs. They're motorized carts for sitting beside each other.
Yeah.
And I leaned in to kiss her on the cheek, just a little peck. And she wanted the whole thing. So she stood up. She stood up. And she'd come in to give me an actual kiss on the lips. And when she did that, I left my motorized cart on, and she hit the handle. she hit the forward on the handle and jimmied it, and I just ran right into her. And he was like, you remember that? And she's like, no. And then she just started fucking dying laughing. It was like an electric surge.
God.
Like batteries not included. It was just like the spark between them made his motorized cart move forward.
I told you.
Could you imagine if he ran into her and knocked her ass down? They'd have to get the fire department to come pick her back up.
I told you.
What a story.
I told you years ago when we were taking a vacation. It was Cheyenne and I's first vacation together. After we started dating, I told you that we actually drove past that town. If you're on the way to Nashville, Tennessee, where we are located in Indiana, if you're driving to Nashville, Tennessee, you drive past the town that they live in.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Did you see him?
No, it was on the highway.
Oh.
It was on the interstate. But I had just got done, because it was still free on Hulu, and I had just got done watching it, and I remembered the town name, and I was like, holy shit, it's somewhere in Kentucky. And I can't remember the town name. But yeah, you drive past it. It's like southern Kentucky. You're probably like an hour from the Tennessee border.
Mm.
But you can see the town name. It's in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. And you could just see the sign on the interstate. And I thought that was kind of cool. So that's when I'm pretty sure I immediately tried to call you after that. And I think you didn't pick up, but then you called me later and asking what I wanted. And I told you.
I was probably at work, you ass.
Probably. I thought it was fucking cool, though.
Bro, I drove through their town.
You were all about the fucking show, and then I watched it.
It's a good show.
It's trash TV.
No, it's not. It's TLC, just like that little girl that's on there. Her TV show's pretty good, too. Shauna Ray. That one's not bad.
Who?
Shauna Ray.
What's that?
She's like 2.5 feet tall, but she's 23. Something like that. Anyway. So what's up? We've been through a lot in a month and a half.
Life fucking sucks.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna be fucking blunt. Life sucks sometimes, guys. When I literally said life sucks pigeon dicks sometimes, big old hairy ones, yeah. Life sucks pigeon dicks sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, it's
I'm trying to think of everything we've done. I got a new tattoo.
It's been a little rough lately.
Yeah.
Just like everything else, everything's getting kind of hard. Everything's like inflation. Not to get all fucking. I guess you don't have to call it political, but inflation and fucking. I don't know. Yeah, personal life, work life, just been really hard lately. Just trying to. I finally am the past couple weeks, honestly, been getting back on track with my personal situation and the way I need to do things. So I've been getting back on track with that, and there for a hot minute. Sometimes, guys, you just lose your way, I guess, and you kind of
makes sense.
You kind of lose your way a little bit, and you need to figure out who you are and what you need to be. And then once you figure that out, and it hits you, which eventually it will, like it did me. It took a couple months, probably, for me to. It took a couple months of me feeling that way, and then being really lost was about 2 weeks. And then after that 2 week span, I finally figured out what I needed to do and what I needed to prioritize for myself, particularly. And this is not like personal relationships. This is not work. This is everything in general. Just trying to get back to my center and who I know I am.
Yeah.
So that took about 2 weeks to get there. And now
we're in sync because I've been doing that too.
And now that has subsided, and I've been really focusing on myself and what I need to do over the past couple weeks, I have finally found my new heading and what I feel like I need to do with how I handle situations, what I need to do in my personal life, what I need to do in my professional life, and everything around there. But obviously, it's one of those things like, because we haven't recorded in a long time, it's one of those things where you have to prioritize what you need in your life, or this podcast becomes just a chore. So in that aspect, that's why you all haven't heard from us in a while, because particularly from my opinion, if something becomes a chore, and I'm not having fun doing it, I'm not going to do it. And that's the decision that Ryan and I made when we first started this podcast. We made an agreement that if one of us decided that we didn't like doing this anymore, then it's not worth it because we're not having fun doing it. Then there's no point in doing it. We want to do this to have a good time and enjoy ourselves and put our perspective and our voices out there for other people. So it's one of those things where priority was not this. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure all you are very understanding adults and do not hold us personally liable for that, which personally liable, this is free. So,
this is free.
I really don't fucking care.
In other words, we don't give a shit.
In other words, I don't give a fuck.
There's 196 episodes. Go listen to it.
It's not that I don't appreciate you. It's just this. Is
no, we appreciate everything.
Yeah, it's not
we
that I don't
couldn't be here.
appreciate you.
We couldn't be where we're at without you.
But what I'm saying is, this is free. So, so yeah. So you're not out anything in case you decide not to listen to it. But yeah, so that's basically where I've been at without going into the nitty gritty details because
one other crazy thing is like we've still been getting downloads, which is insane to me
because we're fucking awesome.
We are awesome.
So yeah, that's basically been me. Finally finding my center so I can focus on what I need to do for. Honestly, it's I guess you consider it kind of a new beginning. I would call it a new beginning. Life happens in cycles. Like the broad spectrum of life happens in cycles. Like life itself is a cycle, and I feel like you go through seasons and changes and cycles where you have to sacrifice or give up something or die in a way, and then you come back as something new. So that's kind of the way I see it. So I consider this kind of like a new, fresh start, particularly for the way I see myself. So everything's gotten a lot better. And I finally feel like I can be who I am, I guess.
Like I said, it's weird because we've been going through the same shit. Like, especially me too. Like, just going through certain situations, certain things that make me think about what's happening and stuff. And like, we talked for an hour before we actually started recording about that stuff.
That should have been the episode.
I don't know. That was pretty personal. But yeah, so yeah, it's just weird. Everybody goes through shit, and we're normal, just like you guys, guys and gals, and non-binary, as Cody would say.
Yep.
But yeah, we all go through shit, and we all got to pick ourselves right the fuck back up and continue with life because life stops for no one.
And what do we say? When life gets hard and life gets you down, you
milk that motherfucking pig.
And for just throwing that out there, I mean, this has been 4 years in the making. But for people who don't know what milk that pig means, it literally means what we just said. When life gets hard and life gets you down, like when you fall off the horse, you got to get back up and try again. Same shit.
Sometimes you got to suck that dick.
Sometimes you got to suck that dick. Sometimes you got to... Because let's be honest, nobody wants to deal with the hard things in life like I was just talking about. Nobody wants to deal with that. However, to find your center again and be who you know you need to be.
Nobody wants to pay $7 for eggs.
And who you want to be. Yeah. Sometimes you just got to do the hard shit to make it through the fucking darkness into the light. And nobody really wants to milk a pig in real life. I think that would be very just not fun. So in that aspect, nobody wants to milk a pig. Nobody wants to do the hard things in life. However, we got to, because that's how we make it through the light and out of the darkness. Who fucking raw
for show. I told you that. Well, speaking of pigs, I posted a picture a while back because I saw a pig running.
Oh, y'all seen this girl I went out with the other day?
No.
I'm just kidding.
I saw.
That's very mean.
I saw a pig running down the street a couple months ago. Anyway, it ended up being somebody's pet in their house. And it was a mini potbelly pig. And this thing is fucking huge. It's like 250 pounds, maybe even more. Anyway, they ended up giving it to my neighbor who has all the sheep, all the donkeys, all this other shit. Anyway, it was up top in a pen where it couldn't get out. I saw it down in the lower field the other day. And I think it got out. And I haven't seen it since. So it either ran away again.
This is by your house?
Yeah. So it either ran away again, or they just decided to fucking kill it and eat it. Because I have not seen this thing since.
How's a mini potbelly pig big?
I don't know. I asked Dad. I was like, "What is it?" And he's like, "Well," I was like, "It looks like a potbelly pig." And He said, it's a mini potbelly pig. And I was like, then why is it so fucking big? He's like, I don't know. I was like, I thought it was a boar that was running down the street. And he's like, it is a boar. It has tucks and everything. But it's like, it got so big in these people's house. They're like, we can't take it anymore. So I don't know where they fucking had it in their house and how it got out. But yeah, it was to the neighbors now. And it's gone again. So either it got fucking eaten by something or they ate it. Or so they decided to fucking put a bullet in it or what. But it was a piece of shit. Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of pigs. Anyway. So yeah, everybody. We've just been going through life. Like I said, me got another tattoo. Working on my other arm now.
Oh, you're just gonna get all kinds of tattoos now?
Oh, shut the
fucking
fuck up.
tattoo freak.
Mine aren't stupid.
We can go back into older episodes and hear Ryan saying that. That is 100% a fact.
Well, I don't know if you got your tattoo by the time last episode either. Your tricerahop. I don't know if we talked about it or not. Cody got a dinosaur on his leg with a hop body.
That was in January.
Okay, so maybe we did talk about it.
Yeah, we did.
Anyway, yeah.
It was around the same time I got my Jesus Malverde candle.
Yeah. Well, we've done a lot. We went to that. We went to
that candle.
Went to that beer fest in Indy. That shit was fucking dope.
Oh yeah, we
Dope,
have
dope,
actually
dope.
done a lot.
We have done a lot. We have done quite a bit. That shit was fucking fun.
What else we do? I don't know. Nothing.
No.
That's about it.
That's about it. That fucking beer fest in Indy was fucking a blast. It was like, it wasn't like 200, was it? It was pretty close to that.
What?
Vendors there.
No, it was only, like 105.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was fun. It was just like fucking, 1,500 people in this fucking warehouse.
Oh yeah.
In Indy, and it was just all these fucking breweries and shit, and unlimited. The fuck?
Sorry.
And we're back before I was rudely interrupted by a phone call. Yeah, so we went to that beer fest. It was a lot of fucking fun. I got shit-faced. You actually sobered up because you ended up working for like the last hour and a half or something like that, didn't you?
Yeah, that was the best part.
Was it?
That was the best part. The brewery that I worked for was actually there at the beer fest in Indy, and that yeah, I wound up just helping them. Well, I was obviously intoxicated. Well, they
at the time
to give the two people that I also work with a break. I was like, well, I'll just pour the beer for you guys for a little while, and I was like, go do whatever. So I wound up pouring for the last hour and a half of the actual event, let you guys go do whatever, and that was actually the funnest part. Was just pouring beer for people, because that was actually the first event I've ever worked since working for the brewery that I work for.
You were selling it too there at the end because everybody's shutting up. Like, everybody's shutting the stuff up and stuff like that. You're like, come on in, we still got this, come on, gather around. Like a damn auctioneer.
The head brewer was there pouring beer with me. He's like, I don't want to haul these kegs home. I was like, all right, let's empty these bitches.
Empty it, come on.
Yeah.
And, yeah, which I'm glad, because I fucking had tasted a vanilla porter to that. I forget where it was from. It's called Five Dots, but it's the brewery's up in Muncie. And that shit was like a fucking alcoholic root beer. It was like an A&W. Oh, God, it was so fucking good. I need to either go up there or fucking find where they sell it or something like that. But that shit was fire.
What was it?
It was a vanilla porter.
Yes.
Yes. It just tasted like fucking vanilla.
Who was that from? Who was that from?
GBH.
GBH.
So it was like
Guardian Brewing.
Yeah. Guardian up in Muncie. That shit is fucking great. It was the best one I had all night. But that shit was fun, and we got shit-faced, and Cody got sober by the time we left, and like, oh my fucking God. Everybody's just there. That's what I love about that shit, because everybody's there to have a good time. Nobody's there to fucking sour anybody or put anybody in a mood. And that's what I love about those events. We ended up running into people that we knew, and I ran into people that I knew from work. They were in their own group, and I hung out with them for a little bit. And it was just a good old fucking time. And then we left, and we're like, man, we're fucking starving. And I was like, oh, let's go to this fucking burger place. And it ended up being like some bougie ass burger place. And we paid like fucking $90.
No, it was more. So it was called
Apocalypse Burger.
So it was called Apocalypse Burger.
It was like a boozy bistro.
Tiny little restaurant with like, it was a cool name, and just this tiny little restaurant in like it would have been Broad Ripple.
Yeah. South Broad Ripple area.
Yeah, South Broad Ripple area. And just smash burgers. We waited about 20 minutes.
To get in the fucking door.
I was sober because I didn't drink and I just drank water. And Cheyenne was also pretty sober.
Yeah.
Cheyenne's very particular about her beer, so if she doesn't find one that she actually enjoys, she doesn't really drink that much. However, she actually did drink quite a bit that day, which I was afraid she wouldn't find anything.
And what she didn't like, I got.
Yeah. I was afraid she wouldn't find anything that she liked, which was my biggest worry because I just wanted her to have fun. But she wound up finding a lot of stuff that she liked. So me and her were pretty sober. And you and our friend Alec, who's been on the podcast, were fucking lit.
Oh yeah. We went to Apocalypse Burger and he had to piss. He had to piss or shit. He had something coming out of him.
He had both.
He had something, and it's right next to a gas station. They wouldn't let him go in there and do nothing. You had to handle him.
They had to,
I guess he was running into shit.
They had no public bathroom.
Yeah, but
and he wound up we were waiting. Like we already had our name. I put our name in. So we were just waiting, and he's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. So the gas station didn't work, and I was like,
and that's what
just
I love
go
about
ask
him.
them. I was like, let me go ask them. They're like, oh, no, that's fine. And so he goes to the bathroom. He was in there for 15 minutes.
And that's what I love about him, because he turns into a big baby. Like, you gotta be like, where you going? And he'd be like, I gotta go pee. And shit like that. I went on the side of the building and pissed on the side of the building.
So basically the Apocalypse Burger turned out, it was good, but
it wasn't worth it.
But the thing is, you have a $15 burger with no side.
Nope.
$15 for a burger.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, fuck it. We're just going to get, everybody's going to get, because there's no side option. So I was like, everybody, and they had these, the fries were actually pretty decent.
Yeah, we all got one.
So they had these appetizers.
These loaded bacon cheese fries.
Yeah, loaded bacon cheese fries.
Them were good.
They were good. So I was like, can we get the loaded bacon cheese fries? They go, how many? I was like, 4 of them. Ryan's like, we don't need that many. I was like,
yeah, we do.
Everybody's
getting one.
So we ordered 4.
We hadn't eaten in 6 hours.
No, so all 4 of us got a fucking appetizer and loaded bacon cheese fry, which was not really that much of an appetizer.
No.
And then we all 4 ordered a burger, and it was $100 flat.
Yeah. And then we're still hungry, so we went to Fat Dan's, and that shit was legit. And I was mad. Because
I can't believe you've never been to one, because there's one here.
Yeah, I never been, but we went and they're like, oh, this place is famous for the wings or whatever like that. And I was like, you guys got ribs? She's like, nah. And I was like, fuck.
That dude was drunk.
That dude was fucked up. He's like, I got a booth right here. And I'm like, all right. And he's like, you gotta get the wings. We're famous for our wings.
He smelled like sweat and...
I'm pretty sure he didn't even work there.
He smelled like sweat and piss.
I don't think he worked there.
He smelled like sweat and piss, and he was clearly drunk.
Yeah. I don't think he worked there. But he probably came from the fucking beer fest, and it was like, oh, going into work. And fucking, he sat us at this table, and we fucking ate again.
The server that we had was super nice.
She was sweet.
No, we have a Fat Dan's here, and it's just that, it's just that good, greasy, fried fucking food, and their burgers are fabulous. It's that Heartstopper burger, which is fine. So we basically had multiple burgers that night.
Yeah.
And then after that, we were actually satisfied and could go home.
Yep.
And then stay at the Airbnb, a really nice Airbnb.
It was really nice,
really convenient location.
And that's the thing, everywhere in Indy's hard to find, but South Broad Ripple, it was in a weird neighborhood. It looked kind of rough, but wasn't kind of rough. And then but the Airbnb inside was fucking fantastic. It was converted and had new appliances and shit like that, and had an older style, the couch was a red kind of weird, old style couch. And then we fucking were like, oh, you guys want to watch a movie? Because they had Netflix or whatever. And it was like, Cheyenne, you haven't watched Lord of the Rings, have you? And she's like, no. So we watched the I don't even know, 2 hours of the first Lord of the Rings. And that, I think I enjoyed that more than anything, because I'm shit.
Did I tell you? I didn't tell you what happened after that. She watched every single one of them in a week.
Really?
She watched when we got back.
It's
so
dope.
Within a week, she watched all of them and The Hobbit.
Huh. Because I know she's seen the animated Hobbit, but yeah, we were watching that. I think I had the most fun there, because it was just me. It was you, me, and her on this couch. And
he got fucking shit mittens. Ew. his fucking feet smell like shit.
Don't pick him up.
I didn't know his feet smelled like shit.
Yeah, his feet always smell like shit. He shits constantly.
Fucking cats. That's the only downside, man. Fucking cats, dude. They fucking... I just picked up Vern, and I was like, oh, he's wanting to look out the windows, being all lovey, and then I always smell shit. Fucking shit mittens.
Anyway, sitting on this couch watching Lord of the Rings, I think that was the most fun I had. Because, like, I always pretend to, like, fake shiv somebody. And then just...
Every time you fucking scare her.
Stabbing somebody in the side. And
that was the funniest shit. That was the funniest shit I have seen in a long fucking time.
Because, like, the night race or whatever the fuck they are, I was like, come over and stab him. And I leaned over to Cheyenne and I was just like stabbing her in the stomach with my fake knife. And she was like, ah! And freaked out. And Cody's like, get her again. I was like, hand it to me. And you just went... and handed it to me, and I just come from fucking Dallas, Texas, or swooped around and fucking just started fucking stabbing her again. That shit was fucking
That
weird.
was hilarious.
That was fucking
Because I was like, stab her again, and she didn't hear me say it, and he just goes, hand it to me, and I just slap his hand like this invisible fucking shank, and then he does it again, and she goes, ooh!
That shit was funny. And then you were texting Alex, old lady, for 2 hours that night.
That was hilarious.
Pretending to be him.
Alec passed the fuck out. And
God, snoring and shit. Oh, God. That shit was so funny. Oh, Lord have mercy. And then we all woke up.
I guess we probably shouldn't say that on here because people that know or listen to this.
Oh, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Anyway, and then we woke up the next morning. I was the only one to take a shower, so I was walking around with a bunch of stinky bums. And then I picked a breakfast place. So I was like, no, this place is fucking legit. It's a fucking diner in Indy. It's going to be fucking great. And you're like, well, you picked a Blacklegs burger, and that was a fucking fail. And I was like, whatever. And we went, and it was fucking fantastic. That was the best breakfast I've had in I don't know how long. And it was cheap. What did I get? I got the country fried steak. And it was country fried steak. It came with eggs, bacon, sausage, a biscuit with gravy, grits, a pancake, and toast. And it was, how much was that? It was like $15. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And we sat near the window away from the kitchen. And I went up there to pay. And I was like, shit, I thought there had to be some soul back there cooking. It was just a bunch of white people. And I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, this is fucking good. But I was like, that was the weird thing was it was there was hardly any white people besides us eating at the restaurant.
Yeah.
I was like, there's got to be some soul back here. And nope. White. Ghost white. Everybody back there was white cooking the food. And I was like,
what was the name of that place?
Diner on something.
Yeah.
Diner on something in Indy. But it was fucking fantastic. And it was in just an old shitty strip mall. And it was fucking great. I enjoyed the shit out of that. And then we were fucking full. And we came home. And it was fucking great. That was one of the best weekends I've had in a long time.
That was actually really good. I got the ribeye.
Yeah, you got the ribeye. And that's the thing. It was still only $17 or $18.
It was $17, and you got a bunch of shit.
Got a bunch of shit.
Yeah, and it was actually really good. That was a really good old style, just local diner, and everybody was super nice.
Mm-hmm.
The server was absolutely.
The server was 98, but she had worked there for 30 years.
She was amazing. She was really good.
She was good. But yeah, I enjoyed the shit out of that.
The only person that was nervous was Alec.
Yeah, he was.
For no reason at all.
In any situation, he's always nervous.
Yeah.
Because he didn't get some of his food or whatever. He's like, I don't want to ask. And I'm like, fucking ask. You paid for it. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
But,
they have to charge you for it. It's $2.
Fuck yeah, it ain't no big deal.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was fucking... That was a really, really good weekend. We enjoyed the shit out of that. It was a lot of fun.
Yep.
Lot of fun.
I'll definitely stay in that Airbnb again because when you... Especially people that are in Indiana or not from Indiana, if you're traveling to Indianapolis to stay anywhere, if you utilize Airbnb, the main complaint I have about Airbnbs in Indy is all the ones that you want to stay at are way too expensive for one night, especially if you're on a budget and you're just hanging out in Indy for a weekend or a night. This one that I found,
we just wanted something close, but everything close was these big ass houses who had fucking 7 rooms.
So I think the thing is, when I've looked at Indy before, because we wanted to stay for a weekend and just go brewery hopping to Indy because there's so many there, we just haven't been to all of them yet. The one thing I would find is just they're so expensive. They're very nice, but they're just so expensive for a weekend that I would pay about the same to stay in Nashville, Tennessee again, in a house. And this is just a apartment.
Yeah.
That sleeps two. So I think the one thing was when I found this place, and it was very close, or you found it.
Yeah, it was like 4 minutes away.
So when we found this place and it was very close, it is still a very good general location in Indianapolis in South Broad Ripple. It's actually right down the road, like 3 blocks away from Black Circle Brewing, which is one of the new breweries in Indianapolis.
Yep. It was right down the road.
Yes, like
that Black Circle Brewing was just a little tiny ass building, and I was like, "What's that?" And you're like, "That's Black Circle Brewing."
That's Black Circle Brewing.
It is. It's in the middle of nowhere.
It's new. It's a really nice looking building. But it was 3 blocks away. But also,
it was funny because it was like our neighborhood was right next to like some dance studio or something. We come home at like 1 a.m.
It was thumping.
It was thumping. Like there are people walking in the street and shit. But right next door to that brewery, some titty bar or something.
No, that was
escort service.
That was a convenience store.
No, right next to it was like girls or something like that on the fucking on the fucking window.
That neighborhood we were staying in actually wasn't that bad. Like when Cheyenne and I were actually,
it was weird. The first couple blocks was kind of rough, but then once you get past that,
when we were staying, South Broad Ripple was very checkered because Broad Ripple is known for having a lot of people with money, and it's just working communities and working families. It's also got your checkered, rough neighborhoods. However, the neighborhood that we were staying in, Cheyenne and I were just standing outside before we went to when we woke up, just getting some sun because it was warm out and the fucking sun was out, so we were just standing outside enjoying our coffee in the sun and just talking, and multiple people walked by walking their dogs, and they waved and smiled, so it was actually a really decent neighborhood, and there were some really nice houses there, and if you drove 5 blocks, you were driving past these giant fucking houses.
And that's the thing, if we go back, I wish we could stay like another day, because there were so many like hole in the wall places where like, where the fuck are we going to eat? Where are we going to eat? Where are we going to eat? And then we look and it's like Jim's Rib Shack, fucking
that rib place,
fried chicken,
that
and
rib place,
a burrito bar stand.
Did you hear when I said that it was a rib place? It was like a rib barbecue place. It was an old car wash.
Yeah.
And the office was the restaurant.
Yeah.
And you would just pull up through the drive-thru in the old car wash bay,
and
you just drive around.
And then there was another one as soon as we left the diner the next morning. I was like, "Oh, there's that one diner place." It was something, but it was like an old car dealership, and just the little tiny office was a fucking restaurant.
Yeah. And
there was that burrito place that was like tiny as shit, but like they pumping out like the good stuff.
Yeah. That's just like when we were staying in Nashville. Like, next time I stay in Nashville, which I like to go soon because Nashville's so fucking big and there's so much stuff to do, even around there, like surrounding it. When we were staying in Nashville, we were staying on the east side of Nashville, which was actually probably the best spot to stay because it was affordable and it was like a very quiet suburban neighborhood. And the owner of the Airbnb, I think he owned a construction company, and he rented out the house on the bottom floor to some workers that he had, and those guys were super nice. They even knocked on the door one night. They're like, "Hey, we're not keeping you guys up, all right? We're just having a bonfire and having some beers. It's Saturday night. You're more welcome to join us." They were super nice. But we were like so tired that we was like, "Oh, no thanks, man. Appreciate it. We've been doing everything, all kinds of stuff all day. We're just going to turn in for the night." He's like, "Well, just let us know if we're keeping you up." I'm like, "Yeah, no worries." Super nice guys. But that neighborhood we were staying in was all Hispanic. Like an all Hispanic neighborhood in that area. So there was Mexican stores, taco trucks. Like there was a taco truck, like an authentic Mexican or Hispanic, or there was also a couple of Cuban places.
That's one thing I like about like indie and like stuff like that is like the culture. Like there's so much. You don't get that in Bloomington.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. You don't get that in Bloomington or like in Bedford or wherever the fuck you're from. Like you have to go to like a major city to get like all those cultures and stuff. And like that's what I love. And like just to see other people's cultures and just for the fucking food.
Yeah.
Like everybody pumps out so much good food.
Basically we could have some of the best Mexican food we've ever had, the most authentic Mexican food we've ever had, and it's right down the road. And there's another taco truck and another Mexican grocery store and convenience shop. And when I would go on walks in the mornings, everybody that worked like construction or labor jobs would pull into those Mexican markets and it was all different types of people, and they would pull in those Mexican markets to get their breakfast in the morning before they go to work. And it was super cool. And it was like, because I would go on walks at
That's what I like about Florida, too. Florida's like that, too.
Yeah, because I would wake up early and go on walks at like 7 a.m., and it was just very nice weather, and everybody's like going to work, and it was like all different types of people coming into these Mexican shops and grabbing their food to go for breakfast, and it was just very quiet, very working class neighborhood. But that was a really cool side to see of Nashville, especially when everybody's like, "Oh, it's Main Street," or
everybody goes
Broadway.
into fucking boozy shit. And all
the only time we went,
fuck that.
And I told the story before. I was like, I want to drive down Broadway. I'm not stopping anywhere because I don't give a shit about Jason Aldean's fucking restaurant bar.
No.
I really don't give a shit. And it was
Aldean's.
crowded. The only thing Cheyenne wanted to do is a couple blocks from Broadway, where actually that car bomb went off.
Yum.
Yeah. It didn't get affected because it was a little bit farther away, but it was in that same street,
Vicinity, yeah.
same couple blocks across the street from Broadway. There was a milkshake bar that she really wanted to fucking go to, and it was like a $10 milkshake. But this was the fanciest, fucking most delicious. Very over. I'm not a big sweets guy unless I'm very particular about my sweets, but this is the best, fanciest milkshake I've ever seen in my fucking life. It had whole ass candy bar sticking out of the fucking thing. It was like a $10 fucking milkshake, but she had to go to this place. And it was right off of Broadway. I was like, well, let's just drive down Broadway. And I see all these people. I was like, fuck this. But it was cool to see like Tootsie's and stuff like that. And the Ryman Auditorium's also right there. So it was cool to drive past that.
Yeah.
But yeah. And honestly, our neighborhood that we were living in for that week was 5 minutes away from the recording studios in Nashville. 5 minutes away from all the recording studios in Nashville. There's a neighborhood called 12 South, which is a very prominent neighborhood. That's where Five Daughters Bakery is, that has like the 100-layer donut.
Yeah.
And it's also a really cool coffee shop called the Frothy Monkey that serves like cocktails and shit like that. And coffee. Monkey. Everywhere in Nashville you could get alcohol. Coffee shop, fucking bakery, they had alcohol.
That's the way they want it.
It was super cool.
And that's the thing. That's what I like about Madison. I know you said Madison is like shitting and like not very good right now. But
No. Madison itself is cool. Madison, Indiana itself is still cool. Mad Paddle Brewing blows pigeon dicks.
But like that when we stayed in Madison that one time, we got that Airbnb and they were just like, "Oh, we're having a party," and like we get back from like exploring and shit. I think we went
shopping all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we come back and like there's just this fucking raging party outside of our Airbnb.
They rented a food truck.
Yeah, because the people who owned it also owned the golf cart business, who we didn't rent from, and I think they were pissed. But because we rented from somebody else, but that was our bad.
I told her when I called her, I was like, I had no idea that you guys owned it.
Yeah, we didn't know until we rolled up, and they're just like, why are these here? And they're like, oh, we own this other golf cart business, and I was like, oh. I think the other lady that worked there was pissed because we just like rolled up and parked a cart that wasn't theirs.
The owner's wife was super nice. That one was just another lady that works there.
But that's the shit that I love, because we come back and they're just having this big fucking party and we're just like, oh man, we're fucking like pooped and tuckered out and shit. They're like, oh, come on out and shit. And then we fucking walk out our front door and there's the two people in the band are just smoking the fattest joint. sitting like fucking, where we sat that morning, like pre-gaming to go out and do shit.
That's fucking river life.
And it was just like two hippie dudes who played in the band. It was like, oh, it was like, you guys don't mind, do you? And they're like, no, fuck it. I just thought they talked about, oh, you don't mind like sitting in your seats or whatever. And I'm like, nah, it was just like, and I was like, oh, that's what they were talking about. It was like just smoking the fattest J in the back, and I'm just like, God damn! I was like, that's what I love. It's just like people, like some people just fucking like they're their own fucking vibe, and I love it.
Yep. Because
I'm like, we're our own fucking vibe. Me and you are both like that. We're our own fucking vibe, and I love people who are just their own fucking vibe.
Yeah, that's river life, man. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah, the only complaint I have is New Madison Brewing, who we have talked up in the past. They've gone downhill a little bit. But yeah, I don't know.
They have, and then the one we like though.
Sorry, Matt Paddle, not New Madison.
I was gonna say New Madison.
New Madison,
is fucking fantastic.
If you want a fucking brewery that is like if you're willing to make the trip, if you live in Kentucky and you're super close, or if you live in Indiana and you're a craft beer fan and you just take a trip to Madison,
and you want a fucking little hole in the wall kind of place.
And, we've talked about it multiple times. You know, it's open 8 hours a week, Friday and Saturday from 4 to 8. And it is farmers that have gotten together, started a brewing business, and they brew some of the most solid beer I have ever had in Indiana.
Yeah.
Some of the most solid beer I've ever fucking had. And this last time Shine and I went for a weekend, we went on Friday. We started out on Friday, and I was like, "Can we go to New Madison?" She goes, "Yeah, let's fucking go." Like, that's the first place we went. We got some food, and then we went there.
And I remember you were smelling it, and the guy was like, "Is it okay?"
Yeah. I was smelling.
I was like, "No, I'm just smelling it."
I was super impressed by how good and solid. And
I'm guessing people don't go there and just like smell it and get the aromas.
But then I explained that like I work for a brewery and I really love craft beer and all this other stuff, and we just talked about it. And they actually had been to the brewery I work at before, so we just talked about that, and I was just super impressed at how consistent it is and how good it is, and they're always super nice. And then on Saturday, the second day that they were open, we went shopping and did some other things. And then I was like, "What do you want to do?" And she goes, "I don't care, whatever you want to do." I was like, "Okay, can we go back to New Madison?" She goes, "Sure." I was like, "Okay." So we went back to New Madison 2 days in a row, and I was like, they're like, "Hey guys, welcome back." And I'm like, this is hands down some of the most solid beer I've ever had in Indiana, and I've been to a lot of fucking breweries in Indiana.
And that's the thing.
That says something about those guys.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I enjoy those little trips because that time that we went, that was when we saw Cracky Tooth Coochie and like her digging her drugs out of this fucking bush, like right there at the house that we were at and shit. And like we woke up that morning at like 6 a.m. and like all the dudes there were 4 trash trucks sitting on the square. And they were all just sitting out there eating their lunch. And I'm like, that's what that small town shit is fucking, I love that stuff.
And then, actually in New Madison, that was the first time I played that alligator tooth game.
Alligator tooth.
It's the plastic alligator.
Oh, really?
It's got the teeth. Yeah. So Cheyenne and I played that for like 2 hours.
Really?
Because after you get kind of a buzz and you're just having fun, we were playing that fucking game because, she was like jump scary.
Yeah.
I'd be like, and she's like sitting over there yelling. She's like, "Stop doing that. I'm
Shut
yelling."
the fuck up.
She's like, "Stop doing that." I keep just because she like always freak out. We played that fucking alligator game for like 2 fucking hours, dude. That was a blast. And they always had like little bar snacks and stuff, so we were just eating all their fucking peanut butter pretzels. And literally, I ate all their peanut butter pretzels.
That one bar snack that they had that we went, that shit had MSG or something in it, because that shit was fucking...
the snack mix?
Yes, that shit was fucking addictive.
They also had their popcorn was out, too. They made a fresh batch of popcorn, and they had that... You remember that seasoning salt they had?
I don't know what the fuck was in that. That's what I mean. I think it was just pure MSG, because we were just like...
It's pure seasoning salt, and that shit is fucking salty, dude.
Yeah, but it was fucking
You
good.
do not need a lot of that.
No.
And I watched this one guy...
Let me snort a line of that real quick.
I watched this one guy, man. He fucking coated his popcorn. I was like, Jesus. I just went like this, and I was like, this is way too much for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just see him fucking just coat his popcorn and that shit. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
It's just in a shaker that says popcorn seasoning, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I'm just like, Jesus Christ, that is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
So.
Good shit, though. I enjoy those little vacations.
Yep. It's good to just get away for, even if it's just a day or an afternoon, or even if it's just like a fucking weekend. You don't even have to leave the state. You can just go see a place you've never been to, or a place you've been to before and you just like. It's fun. It's good to just get away and have some you time and enjoy yourself and enjoy your life. It's not all about fucking work and making money. And
of course, if you can afford it, like, it doesn't even have to be like a thing. Like, just like a little weekend thing. Like, get you a little Airbnb for a night, and then fucking just go somewhere. They're like, oh, what's good around here? It's like, go fun. Have fun.
And it's also like, travel's also like gone up too, because, COVID's fucked everything up. But like, travel's so expensive now, because like we used to, during COVID and pre-COVID, we stayed in Airbnbs. Actually, I think we didn't start using Airbnbs until COVID happened in 2020. It was the first one I used in Nashville, actually.
No,
but travel has gone.
Maybe you're right. We ended up staying with people.
Yeah, travel prices have gone up. Just like even Airbnb, it reflects in Airbnb. We actually, the same place we usually like staying in Cincinnati. In 2020.
Well, ever since then, everybody has like over $100 cleaning fee.
In 2020, it was either 2020 or 2021. And then we just stayed in 2022 in August. The price has almost doubled.
Yeah.
And the same thing for like the prices of Airbnbs there as well. It's also gone up at least 30 to 40%. And that equals a couple $100.
Yeah.
It's still cheaper than a hotel.
Yeah.
At one point, if it ever gets above a fucking hotel, I'm just going to book a fucking hotel.
I don't blame you.
Because it's all about money, and you want to be able to enjoy your time. And if you're spending all your money staying in a fucking hotel, you're literally wasting your money that you could be A, not spending, or B, using on your vacation. So Airbnbs right now are still a lot cheaper. So utilize Airbnb, utilize these rental services, because you're getting a lot for a lot less. And hotels are very limiting. You have to go to them. Airbnbs, you can stay wherever the fuck you want, basically.
Yeah.
It's a way better way to travel.
It is a way better way to travel. Let's take a quick pee break, and then we'll be back.
Okay.
All right, everyone. We are back, and we're going to jump into some news stories, and then we're going to get out of here. I know we said we were going to do a longer episode, but we are
full of false promises.
We are full of false promises. We didn't lie. We're still here, but we do have stuff to do. Change your plans. So we're going to go ahead and do a couple news articles, and then we're going to get the fuck out of here and leave you guys alone for another month and a half. So we hope you guys enjoyed it, for sure, because we love you, and we hope you still love us and aren't mad at us, but like we said, it's free.
Shit free.
Shit free. Shit free, boy. All right, let's jump into it.
All right, so the first one we got here is a man is sexually attracted to balloons and has over 50,000 of them in his house.
Goddamn right. He's a fucking player.
So this is actually a video attached to an article that is brought to us by TLC on My Strange Addiction. So this is a My Strange Addiction episode.
And I saw this on TikTok, and I saw this guy talking, and he's like, yeah. He's like, you know how you have a woman, and you just want to, love her and cuddle up next to her and shit. He's like, that's what I do. He's like, I get the balloons, and or what did he say? He's like, I get the 12-inch balloons, and I put 11 inches in it, and then I just squeeze it so they don't pop.
Yeah. God, you know what? I've always had a yearning for sucking the air out of Cheyenne. Yeah, that's how women are like balloons. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
I think he meant
a joke.
He's like, I think he meant, how I like cuddle, how you cuddle up next to a woman. He's like, I do that, but instead of expanding it to the full 12 inches, I put 11 in it. That way it has some give.
You see, kids, the trick is you don't fill it full of air so she doesn't pop on you.
This dude is basically John Wayne Gacy. Except he's attracted to balloons and not kids, which is the safer option.
He's John Wayne Quasi.
He is John Wayne Quasi.
So a man who is sexually attracted to balloons has over 50,000 of them in his house.
Do you think he notices when they pop?
Oh, yeah.
Daphne!
He probably cries. There's probably like 40 of them.
I can imagine all the fucking semen
There's
stains.
like 40 of them. There's like 40 of them that are named Jennifer.
He keeps Jennifer's in the closet.
So Julius is his name, has an obsession with the balloons since he has been 4 years old when his mom brought him one in the hospital. That's a weird connection.
It is weird.
Mommy issues.
It was his only friend. A balloon.
For more than 5 decades since, he has been addicted to them, so much that he has actually got a balloon sanctuary in his house.
You can't call it that. Is it funded by the government?
Yeah.
These balloons were abused.
That sounds like something that fucking Chuck E. Cheese would have.
That's like these were the abused balloons. Reminds me of the train car in fucking Polar Express. These puppets were going to the workshop to be refurbished. They've had hard lives. It's just like, this is a balloon sanctuary. These balloons have been verbally and sexually abused.
What's weirder, though? What's weirder? Is it would it be weirder if it's just standard ass circle balloons, or would it be weirder if he was like a balloon animal person and like turned them into animals?
He'd have to put an orifice in it somewhere. But like, I'm glad it's balloons and not 50,000 kids in his basement. So, like I said, healthier. But I feel like he just put on an unlubricated condom one time and was like, I like this, and he's like, it's just like putting on a balloon, and now he's just into balloons now.
Yep.
Can imagine his Amazon account.
When you said that he gets the 12-inch balloons and puts 11 inches in them, I had a dick joke lined up there.
Well, that's what it sounded like, but he's just like, I put 11 inches of air, and so they have some give so I don't pop them right away. God. I can't imagine his upsetness. He's just like, and then like he pops one, he's like, all right, time to get out another one. Stacy died.
So he has a balloon sanctuary in his house, packed with thousands of balloons where he sleeps every night.
Of course he does.
Oh my god.
It's like a ball pit.
Speaking out about his particular fixation on an episode of TLC Strange Addiction, which first aired almost 9 years ago, Julius explained they're beautiful, they're soft, they're smooth, they're delicate. I have a connection with them. Balloons are not.
Could you imagine? He's just like, hold on, I can't do it.
Fucking, I can't do it.
I was gonna squeak on the table. However you fucking do.
Yeah, oh, damn it. It won't do it. Yeah, but anyway.
I wish I could fucking do it. That'd have been a good joke. That's what he does, just rubs on him.
So, intellectually, I know that balloons are not alive, but sometimes I wonder if it's my love for them that brings them to life, he said. His love for balloons is not just platonic, though. Far from it. He said, my love for balloons is also a sexual love.
Of course it is.
When I see beautiful balloons, my heart starts to flutter, and I get aroused. I take a 12-inch, and I'll inflate it to 11 inches. That way, it can take a lot of abuse. It can take a lot of abuse, he said.
He's over here fucking boom, 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 beating the shit out of him, fucking stabbing him and shit. God. He can take a lot of abuse.
That's not it. Like,
he's over here poking it with his dick.
So what does this entire thing justice? What does this entire thing justice? It says that way it can take a lot of abuse.
That's what I mean. He's over here like like fucking him and shit. Just rubbing his dirty, hairy balls all over him and shit.
And
he's disgusting.
He then said, I'm holding one, hugging it. I'll kiss it, and then it's like being in heaven. I mean, don't you
think he just like sucks on the end like a little fucking nipple?
Oh my god. He puts them
just like
together.
Bites it and
he puts two of them together like a pair of tits.
He's like, you guys want to make out?
Yeah, he puts two of them together like a pair of tits.
He does that though. He's like, this is your little balloon knot, and just fucking licks it and shit. Like a rubber nipple.
And he said, he goes on to say, I mean, don't you like hugging and kissing a woman that you love?
Yeah, a big rubber one. We find the weirdest shit. Wait, is this guy weirder or the dude who had the chicken woman? The Russian bottom.
The chicken woman.
Her upper half was an actual sex doll. Her bottom half was a turkey.
The chicken woman is weirder because it's a manifestation of a woman.
It is, but remember, the upper half was a regular sex doll, except for the arms, which is little nubbins, little chicken nubbins, and then the bottom half was a blow up fucking chicken ass with like little bone legs. And he just sat her in the corner. And it was just like, this is my wife. Nubbins over here. What a freak. Oh, God. That's the thing. He divorced his regular doll went with the chicken woman.
He never has a chicken wing shortage.
He sure doesn't.
He probably lathers those things up with the fucking Sweet Baby Ray's.
Probably and just sucks them off clean.
So
this dude just covers him in ranch dressing. Just
so the caveat to this news article. The caveat to this news article, he actually has a wife.
What? What? Where does she live? Did he just draw a face on it? And it was like, this is Joanna, my wife.
Sandra.
This is Joanna, my wife.
This is Betsy the Balloon.
This is Betsy the Balloon. We've been married for 30 years and she hasn't popped once, I swear to God.
So, goes on to say, my wife thinks it's strange, but she accepts it.
She has to, because you're a fucking serial killer.
His love for balloons is so strong that he often spends days rescuing balloons that he believes to be in danger.
This Can you imagine a little girl with a Hello Kitty balloon who's like, oh, good Lord, and he's just like, rips it away from her fucking hand as you're coming home with me.
This man is barred from Disney World.
Oh, God. Do you think he's ever tried to blow his wife up? Just like down, like going down her, he's just like tries to blow air in her. Trying to blow her up.
He makes her, like people pretend to have fake tits by putting balloons in their shirt. He makes her put balloons in her shirt.
Probably.
Yeah.
He's like, put this in your vagina and let me blow it up.
Ew.
You know he's trying to blow air in her.
Gross.
Here, let me blow on your balloon knot.
That's fucking gross, dude.
Like fucking trying to blow her up and shit. You know she likes it though.
Yeah.
Oh,
God. He said, I go to car dealerships and do what I call balloon rescuing.
Shut up.
When they set them out early in the morning, they're really beautiful. And as the sun bakes on them, they get really dull and misshapen. I feel like I give them a second chance at life.
can I have your balloons?
Can you imagine if he just sees them, like he's at like at the county fair or something, and some kid loses their balloon? He's just like, oh, yeah. He sings the song from fucking the Titanic. Literally, I feel like I give them a second chance at life. That is fucking weird.
Shut up.
It's an inanimate object.
It is.
Despite concerning among his family, Julius said he has no plans to end his love affair with balloons.
Of course not. Why would you? They can't fight back.
Yeah. He goes on to say, I've seen a psychologist before, and the only thing he said to me was, well, you're not hurting anybody, so
That's
why
what I
worry
mean.
about it?
Healthy option.
Yep. Just do what you want, love who you love, do what you want to do, be who you want to be, as long as you ain't hurt anybody.
Your wife needs to leave, though.
However, yes, your wife needs to leave. I see nothing wrong with loving balloons, and I'm going to continue loving balloons because that's what makes me happy.
Of course it does.
Hero of the week.
Hero of the week, man. Blowing up balloons since fucking 1932.
God. All right. Next one we have here.
I put 11 inches in it. so it can take some fucking abuse.
Yeah.
Just poking it with a little fucking dick. I'm just fucking grinding it up against him.
Nah, dude, he just fucking flops that thing there.
Just like a slug, just leaves a trail on it.
God.
This is the greasy one. I gotta throw it away.
Before his wife leaves him, just take a fight. All you need is a sewing needle. Just pop, 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 pop.
I would get buckshot.
Pop, 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 pop.
I would just fire off a shotgun in the house and just take 50 of them at one time.
Just get a fucking pellet gun and just semi-automated pellet gun. Just boop, 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 boop.
It's like, did you pay the electric bill? No, I spaced it. I had to buy balloons. And just
I had to buy balloons.
And he's just like,
can you imagine that though? Can you imagine that he works at he just has a normal fucking day job.
Walmart.
And like, what are you doing this weekend, Julius? I'm going balloon rescuing.
Bought me some 12 inches, gonna put 11 inches in it.
Like, this man has been barred from every car dealership because they catch him stealing the balloons off the cars. He's just walking through.
He probably has to think and have them.
He's walking through the car dealership with a pair of scissors, just going, I got you. Don't worry. You're going to be safe now. And he's just walking down the fucking road. And he's like shoving them into the trunk of his car.
Yeah. I can't imagine what he thinks of hot air balloons.
He's like, everything's going to be okay now.
Have you seen the train guy?
There's on TikTok? Yeah,
yes, that guy is fucking weird. That guy reminds me of this guy. So this guy's not fucking the trains. He's just like, I'm about to come across a 998 steam locomotive coming across a 997 steam locomotive, and I got to get in the right spot. He sees one. He's like, this is so exciting. I'm in the wrong spot, and he fucking runs half a mile to the other side of the tracks. So he's just like.
Honestly, I like that.
He's very wholesome in his addiction.
I like that kid, and I think he's really just purely innocent.
I think his girlfriend's with him, and she's fine. I don't know what
his girlfriend's fine.
She is fine, and I don't know what she sees in him, but he's just like, he's not killing people and chopping my head off. He just loves trains.
I think he's just a very big train enthusiast, and I enjoy his videos because the pure joy. For what he really does love,
and he's not taking out on
honestly
people.
It's very inspiring that he really likes trains and he goes after it and chases it, and he's actually made a TikTok career from that.
Well, that's just funny.
I think I really enjoy his videos. It's purely innocent.
It's funny though, because like when we went to that beer fest, like the other convention that was happening at the same time was a train convention.
Yeah.
And everybody's just like, oh, I'm going to the beer fest, You know, I wonder how many people actually went to that fucking train convention.
A lot. There's a lot of train enthusiasts are a culture. Like, it's a real thing. But also, it's like, that dude's not, like, in the back of the fucking locomotive, like, licking the coal from the train. Like,
he just likes seeing them.
He just likes seeing them. And he's made a TikTok career
this
from it.
Train first.
I like his videos. It's purely innocent. The joy that he has in something so simple just brings me joy.
He has to change his underwear at least twice because he's just like, it's not. Is it not the noise he makes? He's like,
Can you imagine that fucking? Can you imagine the fucking balloon guy just walks into the birthday section of a CVS?
I don't know.
It's like, you're gonna be safe now.
These two need to get together. God. A train pulling the biggest balloon of all time.
No, a balloon train.
I don't know. His girlfriend might get money from the government for him.
So, the next article we have is all these Easter Bunny marshmallows look like dicks.
They sure fucking do.
So they have...
Aldi's Which R.I.P. Aldi's. I guess they're closing a bunch of stores in Pennsylvania. So,
they'll be fine.
Yeah.
So Aldi's has a bag of marshmallows for the Easter season that are supposed to be bunnies and chicks. Well, the chicks
look like dicks.
So people on the internet are having a bit of fun with the suggestive shape of Easter-themed marshmallows being sold at a supermarket. On March 2nd, a Twitter user shared an image she took on a recent trip to Aldi in Manchester, England. And so this might be all strictly European instead of in America. Viewed more than 6 million times, the shopper found something off with her bag of Dominion brand marshmallow bunny chicks, and she said, "Sorry, Aldi, but that ain't a bunny."
I think you're supposed to turn it sideways, and they look more like ducks than chicks, but they just look like penises. They look like little penises.
But this one here is supposed to be a rabbit.
Is it?
That's
the split. Yeah, the ears are supposed to be. It's supposed to be one ear together.
That's a chick, right there. So that's the chick, because you can see the eye and the nose. That's supposed to be a rabbit.
They all look like penises.
Yeah. But that one's, the chicks just look like misshapen penises.
Yeah, if anybody's ever
Those
went to
toads.
everybody ever went to like a sex store, like a Spencer's Gifts or something like that, you see all the penises and stuff, all the suckers and lollipops. They just look like little dicks in a bag.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they look like. Little penises. But, yeah, it's good shit.
So essentially, the shapes within don't look like Easter bunnies and chicks, but rather something much more. They basically look like dicks. The chicks look like a chode, and the rabbits look like a very symmetrical penis.
Mm-hmm.
So users agreed in the comment section that the shape is pretty scandalous at the grocery store, and let's just say the quality assurance department of the fucking Dominion fucking marshmallow brand was not on point today.
Uh-huh. But this is what I thrive off of, because I remember one time it was like Halloween, maybe 10 years ago, and me and Mom were in Walmart, and we saw a Frankenstein, and it was running low on battery, and it said fuck. Like, it kept just saying fuck. Like, it was singing a song, but the batteries were running low, and it just kept singing fuck. It was like, I don't know what it was singing, but every time we turn it on, it was just all groggy and shit, and it sounded like it kept saying fuck. Like, I appreciate that. And they have another example of something that happened at Target. If you scroll back up, I forget what it said, though.
So this is hilarious. This is the hilarious part. So still the chain with the United Kingdom's fourth largest supermarket with 990 stores in the country. This is Aldi. Definitely has a sense of humor about the whole thing. Aldi UK tweeted, "We can't even defend this one."
I don't blame them. You can't, though.
So they even continue to have fun with the debacle, responding to several saucy tweets. When one Twitter user suggested they place the treats in the specials adult toys, the account responded in zest.
They have that at Aldi's in the UK?
Maybe.
He's got dildos
in the Aldi's Finds section as adult toys. Aldi UK replied, "Me reading some of these wild comments and suggestions. Speechless. Andy, speechless." Which is some UK thing, I guess. So I'm not gonna. Another user says, "So I'm not gonna lie. It was my brother who actually put it in my cart. We were at the checkout when I noticed the shapes and that they were supposed to represent." So she says her brother bought her strawberry pencil candies and rainbow strips as well, but it was the marshmallows he picked up and they were of particular interest.
He was like, "I'm just gonna put a bunch of candy in here that looks like long flaccid penises."
Yeah. So while the bunnies and chicks don't appear on the Aldi website in the U.S., either fortunately or unfortunately, they still are for sale in the UK. Aldi even warned customers that if they want the saucy snacks, they should pop over to their local shop now. So they're using this as a marketing thing, and I fucking love it.
Why wouldn't they?
I fucking love it. I love that.
It's like,
I love that all the UK is like, "Sorry guys, we don't know what to say about this.
We fucked up our marshmallows. Sorry, but
can't even defend this one. But hey, go buy them.
Good for bachelorette parties.
People are now going to fucking buy the shit out of them.
Of course they would.
So now they had instead of being like, "Oh, we have to immediately correct this fix and apologize." No, dog, you fucking buy them, and you're gonna just fucking sell the fuck out of them.
It's like Little Debbie's. Like when Twinkie was going out of business, 10 years from now, it's gonna be $200 for one bag of fucking marshmallow dicks.
Yeah, so I really like what Aldi's doing here and flipping the script and being lighthearted about it.
Enveloping it and so be like,
Yes.
oh my god.
And yeah, instead of apologizing and like pulling them from the stores, because now people are going to go out and fucking buy them.
Yeah.
Because even if you mistakenly bought it for your child, it's just kind of a funny joke.
Mm-hmm.
And you just be like, just don't tell the kid that it looks like a dick. And just let them think it's a bunny and a chick because they don't fucking care. It's a marshmallow.
Yeah,
it's going to be gone in 2 seconds when they fucking eat it.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, I really like what Aldi's doing, just being lighthearted about it. And I really enjoy that. That honestly makes me appreciate the brand themselves even more now.
I love Aldi's.
I love Aldi too. I know one person that a while back told me, like, I always thought, I don't go to Aldi. I always thought that's where poor people shop. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Duh.
But also, the brands are also better than a lot of other.
Yeah, they got some good shit.
Like Walmart or Kroger, the brands are just better, man. They
Mm-hmm.
just are. Some of them are a lot better. Some of them probably not, but some of them are just a lot better, dude.
Yeah.
Like, Aldi's a fucking...
They don't have, like, name brand stuff, but a lot of their stuff is, like... some of their, like, snacks and stuff are pretty clean, to be honest. Like, there's not a lot of extra shit in them.
All of their organics line is one of the best organics line in any supermarket you can find. Unless it's, like, a specialty organic store.
Mm-hmm.
Their organics line is fucking fantastic. So if you're into eating healthy and saving a few dollars on every item you purchase, their organics line is actually really fucking good. So yeah, more people should shop at Aldi. However, I say that, and now all you fuckers are going to shop at Aldi, and you're going to overrun my Aldi, and I don't like that.
Yeah. Cheddar Turtles, man.
Yeah.
Better than Cheddar Whales, better than Cheez-Its, better than fucking Goldfish. Cheddar Turtles.
I miss the Cheddar Penguins. When they had the Cheddar Penguins, those things were fire.
Yeah.
So good. Cheddar Whales are kind of the same.
Cheddar Whales are Clover Valley from Dollar General.
Oh yeah, sorry. So the Cheddar Turtles are kind of the same. They're a little different. But when they had the little bags of the Cheddar Penguins, bro, that little bag is gone.
Mm-hmm.
That little bag is fucking gone if you give that thing to me. If we ever wanted a snack, I would always get the Cheddar Penguins. It was like a thin, crispy, like take.
That's how the Cheddar Turtles are.
Yeah, it's like a thin and crispy take on like Cheez-Its and stuff like that, like those brand names.
You got cheddar and extra cheddar.
This shit was fucking fire, dude, and that bag was gone.
Yep.
Yeah, super cool. But yeah, that's all I got for this week.
So do I. All right, everybody. That is the episode. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for downloading. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Like I said, we've still been getting downloads on our little hiatus that we had, and we appreciate it so much. We appreciate all of you. Of course, like we said, we couldn't do this show without you. You're the one that keeps us going. Who knows when we're going to be able to upload another episode. We do our best, but like we said, stuff gets in the way. Sometimes it's hard for us right now, especially with shit going on. But
life sucks, pigeon dicks.
We hope you understand, and we hope that you know, it is what it is. And like we said, this show is free. It'll always be fucking free. And if you ever want to listen to more shit, fucking, this is like 196, 197. So fucking go listen to the rest of the shit. Like, I think last episode I talked about listening to the Halloween Deathmatch episode, and I fucking lost my mind. It was one of the funniest episodes we've done in forever. Like, first Halloween Deathmatch, great. Second Halloween Deathmatch, above. I was laughing at the outrageous shit that I say, and which doesn't happen, like, a lot. During the Halloween Deathmatches, I get let go. Like, Ryan gets to be on his fucking own and come up with the crazy shit that comes out of my brain. So yeah, go listen to our old shit. Go listen, you know. I'm sure all of our stuff is good. I mean, I enjoy it. Some of it's
I would consider it a good opportunity to go back and listen to our old episodes.
Yeah.
And just check out what we've done in the past, because you might have forgotten how much you liked an episode, and then you can put that in the bank of like, oh shit, I remember that episode.
Comcast Vault, baby. We're like Disney.
Comcast Vault.
So, like I said, we love you guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay strong. Live life. Fucking drink a good beer. Fucking
read a good book.
Read a good book. Do what you got to. Just get through this fucking shit show that we're all working through called life. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Let's get the fuck out of here.
All right, guys. When life gets hard and life gets you down, you milk that motherfucking pig, people.
Peace!
We out.